Hi guys, I'm Ngọc Trương. I'm a digital marketing consultant and an e-commerce entrepreneur. I have been certified by Google since 2014 and I have helped many businesses grow their revenue profitably through PPC advertising, especially Google Ads, on both agency side and client side. Besides digital marketing consulting, I've also had two product lines selling on Amazon North America region for almost 2 years now. My products have been repeatedly featured in Amazon search results for most important keywords as Amazon's choice and highly rated products. I have done a lot of Google Ads advertising and Amazon PPC as well. So I just want to share with you guys what I have learned and discovered through years doing PPC advertising. Today, I will explain to you guys about how Google Ads works and what does it need to succeed in Google Ads advertising. So in this talk, I will quickly go through firstly, what is the purpose of Google search engine and how Google decides to show your ads and what are the most important factors that decide your ads ranking and benefits of Google Ads relative to SEO, cost of Google Ads, and when and how to apply Google Ads to your business in order to achieve high return on investment. And lastly, I will wrap up with key takeaways of what does it need in place in order to succeed in Google Ads advertising. So let's dive in. So the purpose of the Google search engine is to provide searchers with the most relevant and useful information. So as long as all of your Google advertising activities are aligned with this goal, you will be fine. So before I explain to you guys about how Google decides to show your ads, let me quickly show you the structure of a typical search engine results page. Let's go to Google and perform a search. The search query I used for this in this example is wedding photography in Sydney. On the top of the search result page, you will have maximum 4 search ad results. In this case, we have only 2 search ad results. And it really depends on the type of the search query you put in. If you search for a physical product, you usually will see shopping ad results on the top of the search ad results. For example, these are the shopping ad results. And if you search for a name of a business, in most cases you will have Google My Business result on the top right corner of the screen, in which you will see all the public information of the business, including location, phone number if it's available, or Google reviews, and so on. Besides that, you sometimes have Google Maps results, in which you may have both ad results and organic results as well. So in this case, we only have organic results. If it is an ad, you will see the AD symbol in front of the search result title. And after all of these things, you will have 10 organic search results, which lead to 10 websites that Google has chosen to show in this particular search session. This is the area of SEO as well as Google My Business results and also the organic results within Google Maps. That is the job of SEO, and for all of the ads, that is of course the job of Google Ads. And at the bottom of the page, you will have maximum 3 more search ad results. In this case, we don't have any ad results. And your goal is to show your ads in the first page of the search results, because as you can see over here, we have multiple search result pages, and even better on the top of the first page. And if you are running advertising for a business that has a physical store, you will also want to show your ads in the top of the Google Maps results as well. So how Google decides to show your ads? The first concept that I want to talk about here is the auction, which happens every time a searcher goes to Google and performs a search. In this auction, Google will make two main decisions, which are firstly whether to show your ads or not, and if your ads are eligible to be shown, at which position that your ads will be displayed. In order to make these two main decisions, Google will look at the following main factors. The first factor is the relevance between the keyword or the search query that the user puts in and between the keyword and the ad copy and the landing page. So whether in your ad copy you include the keyword that you are targeting or you mention relevant information to the keyword, and whether on your landing page you also incorporate the relevant information about the topic that keyword is about, and whether or not you provide relevant information to what you mentioned in your ad copy as well. So relevance is the first factor and very important factor in deciding your ad rank. And the second factor is the historical click-through rate of your ads, which will result in expected click-through rate as well. And the third factor is the bid amount of a keyword, which is the maximum amount of money that you are willing to pay for a click in that keyword. So these are the three main factors that the search engine looks at in order to decide your ad rank. Besides that, Google also looks at some other supporting factors such as the location of the searcher and the device they use or the search topic or the time of the day that they do the search. However, the three main factors that I have mentioned are the most important and in your control, and you can optimize in order to optimize your ad rank. To make it easier for advertisers to evaluate the quality of their ads, Google created a metric called quality score. So quality score is calculated based on the combined performance of the following three components. The first component is the ad relevance, which I have mentioned, which is the relevance between the keyword and the ad copy. And the second component is the landing page experience, which is also the relevance between the landing page and the ad copy and the keyword. And the last component is the expected click-through rate of your ads. So basically, ad rank is mainly decided by the bid amount of the keyword and the quality score. And one thing I want to say here is that there is no certain ad rank formula that Google has ever announced. However, the three main factors that I have mentioned earlier, the relevance, the historical click-through rate, and the bid amount are the most important factors that decide your ad rank. And some of you may be curious about why expected click-through rate over here. Let me quickly explain to you. Google is a search engine, and at the end of the day, its biggest portion of revenue comes from ad revenue. And whenever a searcher clicks in an ad, Google will have some revenue from it. So that's why the more clicks, the better for the search engine in terms of the income that it will make. So that's why expected click-through rate is important to the search engine, but it's also important to advertisers as well, because of course we want searchers to click in our ads instead of our other competitors' ads. And a side note over here is ad rank is an average value. So ad rank is recalculated each time your ad is eligible to appear and compete in an auction. So for example, if you see your ad being shown on the top position of the search result when you did the search in the morning, it doesn't mean that it will be at the top position all the time. It doesn't guarantee that if you search again in the afternoon, your ad is still on the top. You will have a metric called average ad position for your ads. So let me show you a quick example. So this keyword has the ad quality 7 out of 10, which is pretty good, and this keyword is eligible to run ads. However, an ad isn't showing now for this keyword because the bid amount for this keyword is lower than the bid threshold that Google requires for an ad to be shown in the search results. And it clearly says over here that ads are ranked based on your bid and quality score. The benefits of Google Ads. There are two main benefits. The first is it can bring instant results to your business compared to SEO, which may take 2 to 3 months in order to see some results. For example, if you have decided which keywords you want to target, what products or service you want to advertise, and who you want to target, you can create the account and build the campaign and launch your campaign within a day, and within a week you may be able to see some results already. And the second benefit of Google Ads is that it gives you high control of what you want to promote, who you want to target, and how much you want to pay. So you have pretty much high control of everything in advertising. So that is a very important factor in advertising. So these are the two main benefits of Google Ads. Cost of Google Ads. The cost per click can vary from less than $1 to even $50 per click. It depends on the following two main factors. The first factor is the competition within your industry. For example, for some consumer products, cost per click can be less than $1. However, for some highly competitive industries such as real estate or software, cost per click may be much higher. And the second factor that influences your cost per click is the type of the Google Ads campaign. Display campaigns and YouTube campaigns usually have lower cost per click compared to that of search campaigns. For budgeting, you can run a campaign with $20 to $30 daily budget at the minimum. For some display or YouTube campaigns, you may be able to run ads with just $10 per day. What to look at, whether you should look at cost per click, cost per conversion, or cost per day or cost per month, or you should look at the bottom line metric, return on investment. So if you gain $5 in net profit for every single $1 you spend on advertising, so your return on investment is 500% in this case, which is pretty good. And why not invest more to earn more rather than just purely looking at intermediary metrics such as cost per click or cost per conversion. So besides ad rank that you need to optimize for, another thing that decides the success of your Google Ads, that is landing page. There are two main parts of Google Ads that I want to talk about here, that are traffic and conversion. Without a very well optimized landing page, you have traffic but you don't have conversion. So for example, if you have good keywords to target, and after you have done everything to optimize your campaign to improve your ad rank and traffic, your landing page is not convincing enough, it doesn't have good sales copy or useful and relevant information, doesn't have good offer or call to action or testimonials, etc. So visitors will just leave without taking any actions on your landing page, whereas you pay for every click that they make in order to get to your website. And at the end of the day, you just waste ad spend without getting any results. So landing page is a critical part of Google Ads. And next is to know how to apply Google Ads to your business in order to achieve high return on investment. The first thing is that you really need to understand your target customers, your target audience. You should map out their complete journey from the point that they are aware of their problems and where do they go to search for information, and then how they pair the alternatives and how they make the purchase decision, and even their post-purchase evaluation stage as well. And then you should be able to know which type of Google Ads campaign to apply to each stage in the customer journey, whether it is a search or shopping or display or video campaign. For example, display will be effective in problem awareness and information searching with prospecting and retargeting campaigns, whereas search campaigns usually work well in targeting people at the alternative comparison or purchase decision stage. However, there is no rule of thumb for this. It depends on goals, offers that you have for a campaign, and then mapping out the whole customer journey with types of the campaigns for each stage is a prerequisite for Google Ads success. The last thing is to know how to orchestrate Google Ads with SEO. For example, while you're advertising for a product or service, you also develop SEO content about relevant topics to that product or service. Then Google Ads and SEO will benefit from each other. Key takeaways of this talk. The first takeaway I want to mention here is that always remind yourself of the purpose of the search engine, that is to provide searchers with relevant and useful information. The second takeaway is that you should understand which factors are the most important in deciding your ad rank, that are relevance, click-through rate, keyword bid, and landing page. And the third takeaway that I want to mention here is that you should have a proper tracking and measuring system in order to evaluate correctly your Google Ads performance. Because as I have mentioned earlier, whether to look at cost per click or cost per conversion, or look at the bottom line metric, return on investment. So you should have an effective system in order to measure your return on investment. And the last takeaway is that you should understand your customers, your audience very well, understand their decision-making process, and then apply Google Ads effectively to certain stages in your customer decision-making journey in order to achieve high return on investment. So that's it for today. I hope this video helped you answer some of your basic questions about how Google Ads works. I will see you again soon in the next video, and stay tuned for more videos about Google Ads and Amazon PPC. Bye!